And here we go. Okay, go ahead, Michelle.
Hello, welcome to Tri-Cities Today Live. Today is Thursday, February the 4th. It's 37 degrees. It's a little chilly. How are you tonight, Tim?
Having technical issues, but I'm hanging in there. She tried again. Corey, go ahead and try one more time. Hit the call in button. Dadgummit. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So I hate that we're having technical difficulties, but there's not a whole lot you can do about that, huh?
That's right. That's part of technology.
Absolutely. But we are live. We are streaming, but we're also being recorded. So hopefully you can check out the show after it's already been recorded. We've got some great guests this evening. On the screen, we have Miss Cindy Green with People Incorporated. Cindy, how are you?
Hi, Michelle. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great also. We appreciate you coming on to the show and talking with us about People Incorporated. Can you tell us a little bit about the company and what they do?
Thank you for having us. Well, we are a nonprofit community action agency. We were actually founded in 1964, so we've been around quite a while. We have over 40 different programs. We serve 14 counties in Southwest Virginia and actually 9 counties up in Northern Virginia, in the northern Shenandoah Valley and northern Piedmont area.
Okay, now that's a pretty big territory. Is the main office in Abingdon?
The main office is in Abingdon. Then we have an office in Lebanon, Virginia, and then also in Woodstock, Manassas, and a satellite office in Warrenton, Virginia.
Okay, so you have coverage, you have good coverage and easily accessible in all the different territories.
Right, absolutely.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about the IDA accounts.
That's one of our accounts that's actually not a loan. It's a savings program, and the way that works, for every $1 that you save, it is matched with $2. And the only catch to that is you have to use that to either purchase up your first home or start a business or further your education. And again, that does not have to be paid back. And the deadline on that program is the middle of March. So if anyone's interested in that, please contact us and let us get the process started for you.
So let me get this right. For every $1 that a person saves, you contribute how much?
$2.
$2.
So the maximum you can save would be $2,000. So then you could get a match of $4,000.
And people can use this to further their education or buy a home?
Or start a business.
Or start a business. Okay. Mm-hmm. Are there any qualifications to that program?
Well, there are some maximum income requirements, but if you reach out to our office in Abingdon, the person that handles that account is on staff there in the Abingdon office, so she could answer any questions that you may have.
Wow, that's fantastic. That's almost too good to believe.
I know, it is. And I think sometimes people think that there has to be a catch to it and they don't take advantage of it, but I would encourage anyone that is looking to do one of those 3 things, further their education, start a business, or buy their first home, to reach out to us before the time limit's up on that.
Okay, and that deadline is mid-March.
Right.
Okay.
That's right.
You guys have so many different programs available. It's really astounding. So tell me a little bit about the business loans that you offer.
Okay, the loan program that we have, first let me say we do not compete with banks or credit unions. If you're able to get your money from your bank or your credit union, that's what we want you to do. But if you're not able to get that, maybe your credit score is not as high as your bank needs it to be, or maybe the collateral is not what your bank needs it to be. And then sometimes maybe your bank just won't do a startup business because sometimes they consider those riskier loans. So we are that next step that you can go to, and we do not have a minimum credit score. We are going to look at your credit. We are going to require that you submit a business plan, but we have resources that can help you with that as well. And then if we can put a value on your collateral, we will use it. So we're able to be a little more creative in putting a loan package together than maybe a bank or credit union would be able to do. So that's our primary focus, is to create jobs and help people start businesses.
That's fantastic. We were talking a little earlier about diving into your passion, and sometimes when there's life changes and things don't go exactly the way that you plan, there is a plan B available. And so that's fantastic. So you do business loans. Do you also do consumer loans, and how does that work?
Actually, we do. We put a consumer loan fund in place about 6 years ago to help people stay away from payday lenders or title loan companies, because those companies charge 300% plus interest. So we have a consumer loan fund available, and instead of it just being for the payday lenders or the title loan consumer, we are now able to use that fund to help someone if they need to buy a car. Maybe they need car repair, maybe they need tires on their cars so they can get back and forth to work. Maybe, like I said, they took one of those title loans out and they found that they can never get out of that cycle. We can pay off those for them. We can help them if they have high interest rate credit card debt, if they want to consolidate that. And we also offer credit counseling. So we try to help you get out of maybe a situation that you've gotten into, and then give you the tools and the information to move forward and improve your credit. So we try to treat the whole situation. But again, that consumer loan fund is available for pretty much anything that you would need money for, be it college tuition. We've done it for medical expenses, pretty much you name it. We've actually helped a couple people save their home here in the last couple months that were behind on their home payments. So anything that you could use money for, we're here as an alternative to help.
That's a great resource, and there have been a couple of layoffs announced recently here in the Tri-Cities, and it's great to have that resource available. Tell me about the 9th District financing.
Okay, that's another fund that we have available, and it's specifically for tourism-related businesses. So if you have a business idea that would promote tourism in Southwest Virginia, it does need to be located in the 9th Congressional District. But that money we're able to offer at even a lower interest rate. It's tied directly to prime, which now is 3.5%. So it's a super low rate. The catch it does have to be tourism related. As most people are aware, Southwest Virginia is becoming a outdoor recreation destination, and tourism is a very vital way that we're going to be able to make the economy in Southwest Virginia turn around and start producing jobs. So that loan fund is there to help any type of tourism related business.
Okay, can you give us some examples of what other tourism jobs might be?
Okay, sure. We actually just recently, we have a client that has built some cabins in Pocahontas, Virginia, right on the trailhead for the Spearhead Trails, the ATV trails.
Right.
So that's a tourism related business because people are coming from out of Virginia to stay in those cabins. And you talk about some nice log cabins that are gorgeous. And that's in Pocahontas, tied directly to the Spearhead Trails. And I don't know if everyone knows about what the Spearhead Trail Initiative is, but that is for ATV trails. They're reclaiming old mines and turning them into ATV trails. And so that's really becoming an economic driver for a lot of towns in Southwest Virginia. St. Paul has a trailhead. We're actually working with a client to open a brewery in that area. We have another client that's just recently started construction on a campground that's right off of the Back of the Dragon motorcycle trail. So there's a lot of activity going on in the tourism sector of Southwest Virginia. That's a great opportunity for anyone looking to start a business. I mean, these ATV trail riders that are coming in, and they're coming in with some really nice vehicles, and they've got a lot of disposable income that they're looking to spend. So even things as simple as like a laundromat or car washes or little places where they can pick up snacks to take with them on the trails. It's just an economic driver for Southwest Virginia.
Have you seen an increase in the music industry in Southwest Virginia? I know there's Carter Fold. There's also like a country music trail that goes through Southwest Virginia. Anything along
there is the Crooked Road, I think is what you're referring to. Is it's the music venues where people come from all over the country and even all over the world actually to come to the things that we take for granted here in Southwest Virginia. We take for granted our natural resources, how beautiful it is. But you bring someone come in from, say, New York or somewhere, they're just in awe of all the natural beauty that we have in this region. And like you mentioned, the folk music, you've got all the different venues for that in our area. So someone could come and spend a week easily and find something to do.
For sure. And Ralph Stanley, I forgot about him.
Right.
Yeah, he's in, is that Clintwood?
Yeah, Dickinson County, I believe. Okay.
Yeah. So the natural beauty of Southwest Virginia just literally will take your breath away. And glad to see that you're supporting the tourism. Very sad that there used to be so much economy around coal and how that has been scaled back, unfortunately. But good to see that they're coming back in different ways, and very great that you're supporting that. So tell me, what kind of training and technical assistance do you have available at People Incorporated? Okay,
so I mentioned the loan fund. We have loan funds available to entrepreneurs, but I feel like just as important, if not more important, is giving entrepreneurs the tools and the skills that they need to be successful. So we have classes, for example, on you can see the flyer there. On February 18th, we're going to have a business basics workshop in Bristol, Virginia. We're partnering with Bristol, Virginia City, and it'll be in the city council chambers there. That is a workshop where we walk you through the steps of what's involved in starting a business. And then we also offer other workshops, such as our customer service workshop, because we all know that customer service is critical to the success of a business, especially a small business. So we have a workshop actually coming up, I think it would be next week, because that's February 10th at 10 a.m. in our Abingdon office. We encourage business owners to send employees, or we can even come out to your location and help you train your staff and improve your customer service as well. So our website to check out our workshops is the www.peopleinc.eventbrite.com, and you will see all the different workshops that we have available, and they are all free, so you don't have to pay to attend any of those.
Okay, that's fantastic. I totally agree with you on the customer service issue. I mean, there's the one thing that will make you or break you.
Right.
What's some of the content of the workshops? What's some of the little tidbits of information or jewels that you offer people?
Well, let's say, for example, the Business Basics Workshop. You can have a great idea of a business, but until you sit down and you start putting it to paper and seeing if it makes sense, if you're actually going to be able to make the money that you have in your mind that you would be able to make. And then there's a lot of different aspects to, you've got to, you want to keep a separate checking account for your business. You don't want to mingle your personal money with your business money. You need to figure out how you're going to set up your business. Are you going to set it up as a sole proprietorship, or are you going to go incorporated? Marketing is another big aspect, and we do a lot of marketing workshops, because sometimes you can get in the mindset, well, I've got this great idea and I'm going to open my doors and everybody's just going to know about me. Well, unfortunately, that's not true. So you've got to have a plan how you're going to market your business. And especially with social media now, you can do so much marketing for free. So we touch on all the different avenues that you could use to market your business as well. So it covers a lot of different things. And then, like I said, we'll have these breakout workshops where maybe we just focus on marketing, or we just focus on cash flow, for example. So there's just a bunch of different things that someone may not even realize are involved in starting a business.
Okay, and what kind of person or business do you target to come to these workshops? Who would benefit from those?
Well, really any business, even if you're just either thinking about starting a business, maybe you're already in business, maybe you're looking to expand your business, or you may even be struggling, maybe your business is struggling with just one aspect, again, like maybe marketing. I know when you're a one-person show and you are running your business by yourself, you may have a great product or a great service, but if you don't get the word out and people don't know how to find you, we've also partnered with Google in helping entrepreneurs get their businesses found on Google, because now that is how people are looking up businesses. They're not traveling in their car with a yellow pages in the back seat. They're using their smartphones. So we're teaching them how to get their businesses found online. And that's another workshop that we're doing, is the Google workshop. And we have quite a few of those right now in Southwest Virginia that are scheduled. So I would encourage people to check out our website to see when the workshop near them.
Okay, and those workshops are open to everyone, is that correct?
Yeah,
and they're free.
They sure are.
Fantastic. One thing that is key in the world today is our credit rating. So can you talk a little bit about the credit counseling that you do at People Incorporated?
Yes, actually, we have about 6 staff members that are certified credit counselors. And so what we can do, if you're thinking about starting a business and you're going to need a loan, you don't want to go to the bank and the bank will pull your credit and then him start asking you, well, what about this? What about that? And you're just looking at him like, oh, I forgot about that. It would be better to go ahead and schedule an appointment with one of our credit counselors. We will walk you through the process of pulling your credit. Then if there are things on there that are incorrect, we can help you get that dispute process started right away. And then we can give you tips on how to improve your credit, because sometimes people think, well, my credit's ruined. There's no way that I can do anything about it. There are a lot of different things that you can do to turn your credit around, because your credit affects all aspects of your life now, not just whether you can buy a car, but now it affects where you may be able to get a job, or where your family's going to live because landlords pull credit. That in turn can affect where your kids go to school because of the neighborhood that you can rent from. So it has just so many far-reaching effects. Credit's one of my strong passions. I believe strongly in you need to protect your credit. It's a valuable asset, and we have lots of tools that we can provide to help people get that credit turned around and get it headed in the right direction.
Okay. Are there any limits on people that can come to you for credit counseling?
No, just be a matter of scheduling your appointment. Give us a call, and we have so many, like I said, several staff members on staff that are certified credit counselors, so it's not a problem at all to get someone in. And again, that's offered at no cost.
That's fantastic. Cindy Green with People Incorporated. Can you give us some parting words to the people that are listening about what
I'm going to hang up and wait for my cue.
To them through People Incorporated?
Thank you.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear what you said.
Yeah, could you, Cindy Green with People Incorporated, we really appreciate you coming on the show. Could you give us some parting words to the people that are listening about People Incorporated, who you are and what you do, the services that you can offer?
Yes, thank you for having us. And we are in your communities. We're part of the communities. We all live and work in the communities that we serve, and we're very passionate and in helping in whatever way that we can, be that by helping someone with their credit, help someone get transportation so they can get back and forth to work, helping you turn that dream that you may have into starting a business. We can offer you the training, the technical assistance. We have the loan funds. And if we can't help you, then we have so many partners and different resources we can refer you to. So please reach out to us and let us help, and we can do it together. Okay.
Again, will you give everybody your contact information?
Yes, our website is peopleinc.net, so that's peopleinc.net. We also have a Facebook page. We post upcoming workshops on our Facebook page, so I would encourage you to like that. And then if you want to find a training or a workshop near you, that's at www.peopleinc.eventbrite, and that's event, BRITE.com.
Fantastic. Cindy Green, thank you so much for the contributions that you make to the community and also People Incorporated. Have a great night, and we hope to have you back on the show soon.
Thank you.
Thanks,
you.
Cindy. Bye-bye.
1 minute break to hear from our sponsors.
Well, we're going to, due to technical difficulties, we're going to go straight to the man himself, Mr. Fred Jacob. He is ready to go, and I love the backdrop.
Who is this handsome guy? Fred Jacob, the Pink Bride?
Yes. Hi, Michelle. I am so excited. This month represents 27 years I've been doing the wedding business here in Tennessee.
How about you? So how did you get started?
Well, I got started out of the love of trying to help people in the wedding business connect. So my mission statement is to attempt to connect engaged couples with the finest local wedding professionals to have the greatest wedding experience possible.
How fantastic is that?
Last year, we saw 8,450 brides across the state of Tennessee attending our 12 bridal shows.
Seriously.
So are
you just located here in the Tri-Cities, or do you have locations throughout?
Well, we do 2 shows a year at the Kingsport Meadowview, and we do 2 shows at the Knoxville Convention Center, 2 shows annually at the Chattanooga Convention Center, 2 shows annually at the Nashville Music City Center, 2 shows annually at the Memphis Cook Convention Center, and 2 shows annually at the Murfreesboro Embassy Suites.
You are a busy guy.
Well, I like to think of life as such an opportunity, and doing this for 27 years, you think I might be a little burnt out, but I'm actually more excited than I've ever been. And there's just so much opportunity to help this wedding experience. And of course, we have wedding professionals on one side and engaged couples on the other. And so what we try to do is bring them together in the middle.
Okay, just out of curiosity, so when a couple comes to you, do they usually have an idea of what they want, or do you kind of help them figure out what they're looking for and their budget and all that?
Well, it's today's couples are so varied, but the average bride today is 28 and a half years old. So she's much older than she's ever been before. And today's bride, before she gets married, she, of course, has a job. She's very independent, and she's never been, as far as serious relationships, she's never had one that's got her to the altar. So most women today, before they get married, they get a dog before they get a man.
I'm on my 3rd dog, so I know what you're talking about there.
So when she gets married to this man now, the dog ends up being their child for the first 3 or 4 or 5 years. So the birth rate now for today's woman has now been pushed to 35 to 40 for her first child.
Wow.
Yes. Definitely times have changed. So Pink Bride's purpose of this bridal show this coming Sunday is to bring together roughly 90 Tri-City area wedding professionals and somewhere between 325 to 350 engaged couples that will come on Sunday afternoon for 4 hours from noon to 4 for the chance to treat this like a like a wedding mall where they're going to be able to walk around and very conveniently walk 10 feet this way and 20 feet this way and just be able to see everybody in the Tri-Cities that might like to do business with them. And it's just a great afternoon of connecting without having to drive, wait for appointments, make decisions. So it's a little overwhelming, but it's very exciting.
That is very exciting. At least you have all your options there in front of you. So who should come to this show?
You know, that's a great question. Actually, anyone who's interested in the wedding should come. So that starts with the engaged couple. It starts with sisters, brothers, mothers, fathers. You know, today money for weddings is coming from multiple sources. It used to be that the bride's parents paid for everything as tradition. That's no longer the tradition. Now it's almost split 4 ways. It's almost split between the bride and the groom and both sets of parents, or in case of step parents, another set of parents. So it really comes down to the budget as to who wants to pay for what.
Absolutely. It takes a village. Maybe we should call People Incorporated. But tell me, did the grooms come to the show?
You know, it used to be that grooms came only because the bride was pulling their ear and making them come. But now grooms have become more interested because they may also be putting some money on the table here, and they want to know what's going on. So more grooms are coming than ever before. So in our crowd of 350 engaged couples, there might be 100 that actually will include the groom also. So it's not unusual now to see the grooms to come also.
That's great. I like that. So what should the people attending the Pink Bride expect when they come to the show at the Meadowview?
Well, you know, what they should expect is that there's a lot of opportunity that they should research right tonight and tomorrow and Saturday online by going to the Pink Bride, going to bridal shows, going to the Tri-Cities, and click on the categories that represent everyone who's in the show. So you can go online and see each of the vendors in the show. You can then read their websites, and then many of the vendors are going to offer some kind of show special, meaning that if you book with them at the show or you book within 2 or 3 weeks after the show, there's a special savings. And why it's important to book now is because 22% of the girls coming to the show on Sunday will be getting married in October. 22% will be getting married in October. So if you're getting married in October and you haven't booked your venue, for example, you might as well go ahead and change your wedding date. I mean, because it's going to get to be really difficult to book the later you wait. So a lot of girls, engaged couples will come, and they'll need to seriously look at making some decisions either at the show or shortly after the show. So being able to have this reference point, have everyone there to talk about, visit these venues, taste the cake, taste the catering, see some fashion. This is something that makes it so convenient.
Convenient is good because all the different aspects of putting a wedding together can be overwhelming. And one of the things that is so important that a lot of people are concerned about with their wedding is what are they going to wear? So is there going to be like a fashion show at the February 7th show?
There is a fashion show, David's Bridal and Men's Warehouse. So we'll have both guys and girls on the stage showing some of the latest fashions. And, you know, part of the fashion show purpose is to stimulate ideas, to see these dresses on other women, to see the tuxedos. So it's a great opportunity to come and kind of sit back and relax for a second and see, and then be able to immediately go to these particular businesses and ask them, you know, what about that dress and how soon can I get it and how much does it cost? So again, this is quick, convenient reference.
Absolutely. And is there a cost to come to the bridal show?
There is definitely a cost. It's $10 if you buy a ticket online right now, and $12 if you wait until Sunday to buy the ticket either online or at the door. So $10 if you go to the Pink Bride right now and buy the ticket, and what you'll get is an email ticket confirmation. You'll bring that on your phone, or if you want to print it out, you'll show that at the door, and that's your admission. Or you simply come and purchase the ticket at the registration ticket on Sunday morning for $12. And the show starts at 12, so the busiest time to open the doors is at 12 when the most people will be in line, but that's part of the excitement. What we're seeing is 2016 is going to be a big wedding year. There's so many 28, 29, and 30-year-old women as the average getting married, and I think some of it is they had high hopes of maybe a 10-point checklist of the man that was going to suit their dreams. I think some of them have brought that down to a 7 or 8 point checklist to make it a little easier to find that man to get married to.
Okay, but you can't help with that, is that right?
We don't at this point help with finding a man. No, I'm happy enough to help with, once they found each other, to help them have a great wedding experience.
Awesome. You have to keep your focus, what you're getting.
Yes.
So it is a very reasonable price, and the potential of the things that you can find there is great. So very, very worth the value. Okay, so what is this I'm hearing about the pink bridal bucks?
Well, my wife loves to share and go to, let's say, and loves to look and shop at, let's say, TJ Maxx or Home Goods or Marshall's. And I sometimes will sit outside or sit inside of the chairs they have for us men to sit there and wait for our wives. And 2 hours later, she comes up and I'm going, where's the shopping cart? And she goes, there was nothing on sale on sale. So I don't want to buy anything. I'm going, oh my gosh, only women can do this. So, because us men, we go in with a focus. We need this, we get this, and we go. So brides are the same.
Every article.
Yes. So brides are the same when they come to the show. They can be incentivized. So we give them $1,000 worth of Pink Bridal Buck coupons, and we encourage the vendors to accept different denominations of coupons toward the product or services. So one vendor may accept $50 or $100 or $25 if you want to do something at the show or something within a certain time frame. So we don't control what each vendor does. We allow each vendor to choose what kind of show offer they may want. And it's not always about discounting. Sometimes the offers are upgrades, where if you do this, you get this included as a bonus. So it's not necessarily about saving money, but it's about getting the most value for what you're going to be spending for your wedding experience. So that's why we call them Pink Bridal Bucks.
Yes, word to the vendors. If it's on sale, we will buy. If we get a free upgrade, yes, we'll do it.
Yes.
That's what we're looking for the great value. Okay, so I hear that you have a new app called BrideScan. What does that do?
Well, over 27 years of doing this, what I've noticed, and this is the way it works. Brides come, they register. After the show, we provide the registration list to the vendors. After the show, the vendors then take the list of 300 or 400 or 500 engaged couples, and they try to solicit them by phone, by mail, and by email. This is the way it's worked for all the years since I've been in the business. Well, privacy is becoming a bigger and bigger issue, and not all brides necessarily want to be solicited by all the vendors. So BrideScan is an app that I have written for the sole purpose of allowing the bride to come to the show on Sunday, for her to scan the vendor that she's interested in talking to next week. That vendor, when she scans the vendor, will get her information and he will get hers. It flips in the air, in the internet, by simply her scanning the vendor's BrideScan badge, which he'll be wearing with his barcode. So the vendor has put in his profile his information. The bride has put in her profile her information. She walks around the room. She finally says, I want you to call me after the show. She scans that vendor. That vendor then, Monday morning, opens up his BrideScan and sees the 6, the 10, the 12 brides that have scanned him. These brides have said, call me. So these are what we would call hot leads. So BrideScan is an effort to make the ability for the bride to select who she would like to talk to after the show without having to handwrite information. So give you an example. In Nashville, Elizabeth Looney Photography booked 3 weddings at the show and had 17 brides scan her. Of those 17 brides, 5 have now booked her for their wedding. So they weren't ready to book at the show, but they said, please call me. She did, using BrideScan and getting their information. So BrideScan, I hope, is, this will be our 5th week using it. This is our 5th show in a row across the state. BrideScan, after we finish the testing, will go nationwide, and I'm going to allow every bridal show in the nation to use BridalScan at their shows.
You've been doing this for a while, haven't you, Fred Jacob?
I have.
Okay. So can you tell me who some of the vendors will be at the show?
Sure. Categories are what's important, that we've tried to cover all the categories. So will there be someone there serving cake samples? Because everyone likes to taste cake. And yes, there are several people that will be giving cake samples. And when I mentioned about October being a busy month, many of the vendors at the show are not large corporations, and many of the cake vendors can't do 23 weddings on a given Saturday. They're limited by staff and how many cakes they can bake. So depending on their limitation, maybe they can only do 3 or 4 or 5 cakes on a given Saturday. So if a bride comes and really likes this cake at the show on Sunday, she needs to seriously look at booking that cake person to make sure that if she waits a week or two, she may call and that vendor may say, I am so sorry, we were at the show and we got booked up for that date and we can no longer do your wedding on October 1st, 2016. So cake, the caterers, obviously, caterers are really important to your reception and to what you're going to be eating. DJs, obviously, the sound and whether it's a band or a DJ, transportation, all of these factors, photography, the dress, the flowers, all of these things are going to be displayed. And our unique way of displaying them is every vendor in our show gets what we call a corner booth with 2 back walls so that they can visually show you in their space what they do without the visual confusion of someone right next to them that you can also see at the same time. So our display, our quad system, makes it so unique for people to walk around almost like you're going to a mall and you're looking in the windows. And that's what we try to tell the vendors, is create a miniature exhibition of what you do. And that way the brides, when they walk up, they're going to feel comfortable and they're going to want to talk to you about maybe any special offers that you have.
Wow, I'm impressed. So tell me about you have a magazine called the Pink Bride Magazine?
Yes. You know, years ago when I first started in 1989, it was called Here Comes the Bride. And Here Comes the Bride was 5.5 by 8.5 inches. Now it's 9 inches by 11 inches. It's, you know, obviously it's changed tremendously. I'm excited about it. And, you know, the thing that I have a challenge with is I'm not a 28-year-old woman. So what I'm trying to do is have a magazine that would, you know, appeal to a 28-year-old woman. So I surround myself and my staff with 25 to 35-year-old women who help me in the graphics and the layout and the design of the Pink Bride magazine. So every show we have a new Tri-Cities Pink Bride magazine. And the neat thing is everything within the magazine is within the Tri-Cities area. Now we also publish a separate one for Knoxville, a separate one for Chattanooga and Nashville and Memphis. So we actually publish 5 across the state, distribute over 150,000 copies of the magazines each year across the state. But the one in the Tri-Cities is for the Tri-Cities. Now you can see the Tri-Cities as well as the other 4 online. We have it totally displayed online, which is really cool because we have people all around the world that are looking at the magazine online. We also sell the magazine online to people who want the actual copy, and we ship those anywhere within the United States. We don't ship them internationally because of the cost, and we're shipping copies out every day to somewhere else in the country. Usually it's because there's a picture or pictures in the magazine of someone that someone knows, because all the pictures in the Tri-City magazine represent brides and grooms and engaged couples from around the Tri-City area. So I'm very excited that we have a beautiful magazine that I think that's free to people in the Tri-Cities to get at the show on Sunday. And by the way, a side benefit is when you come to the show on Sunday, you also get 12 months subscription to Brides Magazine, the national magazine, for free. That'll come in about 6 weeks for every bride that signs up at the show. And not only do you have the chance to redeem these special coupons for vendors that are accepting special offers, but we're also giving away cash following the fashion show. And I usually give away $100, $200, $300, and $400 cash to 4 separate brides who have to be present to win. And usually that causes for a lot of fun. I love giving away money. Not just to my wife and my daughter, but I like to give it to other women too. So across the state, we're giving away money and having a great time with it.
And at a wedding, that goes pretty quickly. 100
it
here,
does.
there, 1,000, yeah. So Fred Jacob with the Tri-Cities Pink Bridal Show, thank you so much for coming and sharing your enthusiasm and passion. And how is it that people can get in touch with you?
Well, the easiest way is thepinkbride.com. That's our brand across the state. My phone number is 865-531-3941. They can go to the Pink Bride to buy the tickets. They can call me. I work all the time. They can call me right now. They're happy to answer any questions. And then come Sunday, obviously we'll be there from 12 to 4. And we'll be there to help in any way that we can. So we're going to have a fun day. We're going to have a great crowd and a lot of fun. So I appreciate you guys doing this, and appreciate.
So tell us, what was the date and the location of that show again?
It's going to be this Sunday, okay, this Sunday at Meadowview at the Conference Center. Very convenient, free parking, very easy for the guests to come. And then it's $12 a ticket at the door or $10 if you buy them online right now.
Okay, and tell us your website again.
It's just thepinkbride.com, ThePinkbride.com, or just Google Pink Bride Show Tri-Cities, and I guarantee you will come up.
That's awesome. I love someone that's excellent at what they do, and obviously you're very passionate about it, you're very knowledgeable, and you spend a lot of time thinking about this.
I do.
So thank you for coming on the show, and we hope to hear from you again soon.
Thank you. See you soon. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Fred.
Thank you.
Now, as you can see, Fred is always looking for different ways to promote his Pink Bride. I will be streaming from 12 to 2 on the showroom floor with the beautiful Whitney car. And what we're going to do, we're just going to go from vendor to vendor. So people who are watching will have an idea, and they'll still have 2 hours to get to the bridal show if they see something that they like. So, yeah, we will be doing a live stream.
Wow, that's great.
So that's our show for today.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thanks, Fred.
Thanks, Fred.
You're welcome.
So what else has been going on, Tim?
Well, I've been working on future shows. Let's see, for like next week, we will have Helen Scott. She's the executive director of Healing Hand Center. Michelle Stallard from the Bristol Anytime Fitness, and she's got a special announcement that you don't want to miss that for next week. And we have a gentleman from the Integrity Networking Group in Johnson City. He's going to be talking to us about their new networking group. Oh,
great. Well, that's good. Now, didn't you do some kind of music show live streaming recently?
Oh, yeah. We have started, and we may end up doing this show in the same platform. Facebook Mentions. I'll be streaming live every Monday night from the Crooked Road General Store on my Facebook page, Tim Flanagan. And we had a really, really big launch on Monday. Had almost, between the two videos, almost 900 views. So, again, Michelle and I, we will talk about the future of this show based on the audience participation and the audience watch as to whether we stay with Blab or if we go to the Facebook Mentions platform. But there'll be more information on that coming, yeah.
Fantastic. Well, we had a great guest today. We had Cindy with People Incorporated, and unbelievable about all the things that they offer to people in the community. So if you're looking to get your credit score straightened out or start a new business and don't quite have the funds to do that, give her a call at People Incorporated. And Fred Jacob with the Pink Bride. Wow, so much enthusiasm. And
he's a great guy. He's a great guy.
Wow, an experience with weddings. So I would think that would be the place to go if you're trying to pull off a wedding. But it was a really great show, and we appreciate everybody tuning in. And we've got great guests coming up next week, so be sure and tune in next Thursday at 7 p.m.
That is correct, and I will be talking to you later.
Talk to you later.
Bye. Bye-bye.